Hi there everyone, it's Eddie Edways from Engel & Volkers. Welcome back. Hopefully you've been following along. This is part 3 of our little 3-part series here with regard to video technology, reaching out to people at this time during the coronavirus pandemic, and how we can continue to communicate with our customers, whether they're active customers, past customers, and certainly just staying top of mind. So the last thing you want to do is obviously just go black and go dark and not have anybody know what's going on. And so video technology could not be more important right now to start to bring into your business. If you haven't adopted it yet into your regular marketing strategy, this would be the time to start. And so in part 3, I wanted to focus on, what are the strategies? What are we saying? And how are we getting these videos out? If you were following along with part 1 and part 2, part 1, of course, I spoke about the importance in detail about staying in touch, how to use technology to stay in touch. Part 2, we touched on the specifics of how to use the Over app. The app is called Over. You can find it for Android and Apple as well. And it's obviously the one app that I use, which makes it very simple for you to record videos, put some branding on it, make it look polished and professional, and be able to send that out. And so that brings us to, of course, part 3, sending it out. What are we saying, and what are we and how are we getting it out there? So really, there's 3 topics I think that you would probably address when you are ready to send out videos and start to record videos for the first time. One would be sympathizing, obviously being a voice of comfort, sympathizing with what's going on, reaching out and making sure that your customer is doing well, and obviously making yourself available if you could be of help. That's always super important. And then the second one would be following up on current business. Obviously, when this happened, a lot of us were in the middle of deals, in the middle of trying to close transactions, obviously from just getting under contract to almost about to close it. And there were so many moving parts, of course, in a real estate transaction, which is why we're real estate professionals and why we get paid what we get paid to do. And so there may be some things that are still yet to be communicated, and video technology obviously is a great way to get that across to your customers directly, or to any other third parties that may be involved in the transaction, like attorneys, title companies, the lenders, all of those. And then third would be to nurture prospects. Although this may not be the time to really start to be a hard sell and try to garner new business, certainly you don't want to drop off the face of this earth, and if you were talking to people in the past about coming into town and looking at properties, or about to maybe get in the car and start to look at some homes, or potentially thinking about listing their home, this would be the time to use the video technology. I actually was reaching out and having conversations with one of my good friends in Chicago, who's also in real estate, and he was mentioning to me about his new strategy for his listing appointments. And so he's going to go completely virtual, and I'm absolutely excited to see how he's going to go about doing that. I have some ideas, of course, in the works as well, because these are the times where we need to think about adapting and changing. The world isn't always going to be the way we would like it to be, and this is kind of a really a shot in the arm, really just out of nowhere kind of experience where we need to learn how to adapt, and hopefully this video will help you in that direction. And so those are really the three ways: sympathizing, providing comfort, being a voice of comfort and reason, following up on current business to make sure it closes, and nurturing some business that maybe was on the cusp of becoming something, right? And then now we talk about how do we get it out there, right? So now we've created the video. I've showed you how to do that in the Over app. You've got it ready. It's saved to your phone. Now what do you do with it? Well, there's several ways to get this out. Number 1 would be text. Sending it via text message is a quick and easy way. What I have found is I use Apple, I use an iPhone, and so when I send my video that I've now produced through Over and it's saved to my phone, I send it via text to whoever the recipient may be. If they have an iPhone, the video quality typically does not degrade. When I send it to an Android, or vice versa, I think if you're using an Android phone to produce it and you send it to an iPhone, I think there's some degradation that happens there in the video quality. Not that crazy about that, so just be aware of that when you do send it out, that may happen, and so it may not look as polished as you hoped it would. And obviously when you're sending texts, they could be one-on-one texts, or you can have a group text. So if you have a group of people that you want to send a similar message out, you can send that same video to all those people in the group. Second, of course, is email. That is a no-brainer, of course. Sending these videos through email, you can, obviously once you have it saved to your phone, you could send it out through your phone, or you could always move that video off onto your computer and send out an email that way as well. Third would be posting to social media. Obviously, again, we can't be in front of people, so we're trying to stay in touch virtually. And so posting it on your page or sending it as a direct message through social media is also great. So if you are crafting a video that is specific to one person, hopefully they're already following you on Facebook or on Instagram or on Twitter or whatever, and you can directly message that video to them. And then, of course, video tools. So what are the video tools that I use to currently put these videos out? I use a app, besides the ones I've mentioned already. I use an app, a software, it's really just, it's a website, it's an app, called BombBomb. BombBomb's been around for a long time. Actually, I think I was one of the first users probably 7 or 8 years ago. And BombBomb is really a nice way to organize your videos. So instead of them leaving your phone directly, whether you're texting them or email them or posting them to social media off of your phone, it's a great place to upload them to. And what's nice about that is, A, you can recover some of that space off your phone, especially if you're doing a large volume of videos, but also you're able to send them out in a lot of unique ways. You can create templates around them, so it's not just the video. So you could send out an email through BombBomb with your video attached in there. And if any of you have questions about using BombBomb, I know I've had questions before about how I send my videos, and this actually may be a video in the future about how to use BombBomb, because I've been a raving fan all these years and it's really pretty great. What I really love about it is when you do send video through an email through BombBomb, it tracks it. So you know when they open it, you know when they clicked on your video, you know that they saw it, and how much time they spent looking at your video, which is really important. That way, when you know that they've received it, you know to be able to follow up. What's great about BombBomb as well is you can create lists. So if you created an email that was maybe a little bit more general, that could apply to maybe all of the people that you're currently doing business with or in the middle of transactions, your active buyers, your active sellers, anybody who's in a particular category, you could send one video email out to all of them. So that's really kind of a nice way of doing it as well. What I really like too is your ability to create a library. So for instance, and this is probably more during the regular times when we're doing business, but it could apply also right now when we have to stay in touch. You could create a series of videos, 4, 5, 6, however many you want, and be able to set them up in BombBomb and then tell it exactly when to send them out. This way you could stand in front of the camera like I'm doing right now. You could get through all of your videos in one day, and then you're done and you save them, and then you tell the system when to send them out and to whom. And so that's really pretty great too. That way you don't have to stand in front of the camera every time you get an idea to shoot a video. But hopefully this has been helpful. Again, this was part 3 of the 3-part series on using video. I don't mention a lot of apps only because I really tend to be a bit of a creature of habit. When I find something, I just execute on it and I stay with it. Are there many other apps to be using with regard to video technology? Absolutely. That could be a 2-hour-long video. But I really like to just dig into something that works and just use it. Because obviously if you're constantly hunting for the one that has all the bells and whistles, by the time you do that, are you really applying every single feature that's in that app? And I've had really great success with video technology and BombBomb, combining the two. And I get great feedback from my customers that say, this was great. I got this text. I've never seen anybody do this, Eddie. That's super cool. Thanks for thinking of me. Because obviously the power of video is so much greater than just a typed out email or a typed out text. Because you're able to show emotion, compassion, especially during these times, and genuine care, because you're directing it exactly to them. It's hi, Mr. and Mrs. Jones, or hi, Kathy, or hi, Tim, how have you been doing? I've been thinking about you. Those kinds of things go a long way, and so it's been very well received. So again, I encourage you very strongly to start using video technology. And as always, if you have any questions, please leave questions below. Send me a direct message. Pretty much easy to find everywhere online, and so reach out, and I am so grateful to have the opportunity to bring this to you, because I feel very strongly about it. And if you have any questions, I'm here to help you. Have a wonderful day.